Very good morning to all of you guys. Today we will discuss about paper second syllabus of geography. It is because the UGC NET syllabus for both paper first and second was revised by the NTA in June 2019. So it becomes very important to go through the revised syllabus before planning our study. We will also discuss the strategy and planning for cracking JRF. As we know, geography is one of the subjects which is opted by a good number of UGC NET JRF examination aspirants. As you are seeing on the screen, is paper second geography syllabus, which is the latest. The whole syllabus is divided into 10 units and it is further divided into headings and subheadings so that candidate can easily understood the subject matter of each units. And the unit first with the fundamental concept of geomorphology, various types of forces responsible for weathering and erosion. Candidates should try to understand the concept with the help of figures concerned with each topic. Questions are frequently asked in the concerned examination from continental drift, landform associated with various processes, mountain building, etc. And if we move on the second units, which deals with our atmosphere and various phenomena responsible for the day-to-day change which take place in climate. Candidates should try to understand each and every process with the help of diagram as it will be helpful in solving the conceptual questions. And unit 3 oceanography deals it also form one of the important sections from which questions are frequently asked in the concerned examination. Candidate should try to clearly differentiate between relief features of Indian, Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. Impact of various ocean currents on the weather and climate on our planet should be studied in details as questions are frequently asked in the examination. If we talk about unit 4, geography of environment, this unit primarily deals with ecosystem, human ecology. Candidates must update themselves about day-to-day environmental phenomena, international treaties, international programs, policies and agreements. And the next unit, population and settlement, fifth unit. This unit deals with population distribution, fertility, mortality analysis. Candidates must update themselves according to latest data released by various agencies regarding census. Questions from these topics are asked frequently. Other important topic of this unit is settlement geography, and the question will also be asked from the settlement geography. And the unit 6, geography of economic activities and regional development. This unit basically deals with various sectors of economy and natural resources. Candidates are advised to collect latest data regarding production of crops, production of various industries, rank of Indian state production wise and industry wise. If we move to the next unit, 7, cultural, social and political geography. This unit has been divided into 3 broad sections. Questions is concerned, examination are asked from heartland and dreamland theories, boundaries and frontiers, politics of world resources, social structure and social process. If you move on, unit 8, this unit is divided into 3 phases. In the development of present geographic thoughts, questions are asked from the sections are very tricky. Candidates should also make an effort to analyze and compare the thought of every thinkers. And the Unit 9 Geographical Techniques deals primarily with cartography and statistical methods, and 3 and 4 questions are asked from this unit. This is not as important as the other, but you have to study thoroughly. If you study thoroughly the question which is asked from this unit, you can easily solve the questions during the examination. The last unit, which is very important from the point of questions asked from this unit exclusively deal with the geography of India, and it is one of the most important section of the syllabus from which questions are asked frequently in UGC NET examination. You have to study some of the important topics which are physical division of India, vegetation types, coastal and marine resources, agroclimatic zones, major industries, population distribution, etc. As questions are repeatedly asked from these topics, Unit 1st Geomorphology contains continental drift and plate tectonics. These are very important topics from the point of questions asked in the examination. Endogenetic and exogenetic forces, denudation and weathering, geomorphic cycle, Davis and Peng. You have to study both because questions are also asked from these two topics. And the theories and process of slope development under the earth movement, you have to study seismicity, faulting and volcanicity. Questions are also asked from these topics. Landform occurrence and causes of geomorphic hazards. Landform occurrence means the landform occurred due to the different process of landforming agent like wind, water flow or due to rivers, ocean waves. And you have to study the causes of geomorphic hazards, how different hazards affect human and human settlement like earthquakes, volcanoes, landslides and avalanches. Second units deal with climatology, under which you have to study composition and structure of atmosphere, insolation, heat budget of earth, temperature, pressure and winds. These are very important. Atmospheric circulation, under which you have to study air masses, fronts and upper air circulation. Cyclones and anticyclones, both tropical and temperate. Climatic classification of both Köppens and Thornwetz. ENSO events. ENSO refer to the El Nino and Southern Oscillation. These events are El Nino, La Nina and Southern Oscillations. Meteorological hazards, it is also important, and disasters. Cyclones, thunderstorms, tornadoes, hailstorm, heat and cold waves, droughts and cloud burst. Glacial lakes outburst. Question also asked from these topics. And climate change. Evidences and causes of climatic change in the past. Human impact on global climate. Topics covered under the Unit 3rd Oceanography are also important from the UGC NET examination point of view, as questions are asked repeatedly from this section of geography, and some of the important topics should be studied in detail are continental shelf, continental slope, continental rise and abyssal plain. If we talk about composition, it means the composition of seawater and the different phenomena temperature, density and salinity of oceans. We should study the distribution of all these: temperature, density and salinity. And circulation means circulation of water in the form of currents, and warm currents and cold currents. Students need to study all these currents with respect to Indian Ocean, Atlantic Oceans, Pacific Ocean. And another important topic is wave and tides. And the questions are asked repeatedly from these topics, so students must be aware about these topics. And sea level changes also study hazards. If we talk about hazards, tsunami and cyclone and their impact on human settlement or human environment, these topics are covered in the book Physical Geography by Savinder Singh. You can consult this book, it is very good. Unit 4 Geography of Environment is also important from the UGC NET examination point of view. Students should study components, ecosystem, geographic classification and human ecology, functions, trophic level, energy flow, cycles, geochemical and carbon, nitrogen and oxygen. Other important topics are food chain, food web and ecological pyramid, human interaction and impacts. Questions in the UGC NET examination are repeatedly related to these topics, so you need to study in detail all these topics. If we move on the environmental hazards and disasters, it becomes very important to be aware about global warming, urban heat island, atmospheric pollution, water pollution and land degradation. Students must aware or update themselves about current information related to national programs and policies, legal framework, environmental policy, international treaties, international programs and policies. The questions repeatedly asked from the Brundtland Commission, Kyoto Protocol, Agenda 21, Sustainable Development Goals and Paris Agreement. Candidates must be aware about current information related to these topics. And another thing is that these topics are covered in the books Ecology and Environment by P.D. Sharma. And the second book which cover topics from this unit, Environmental Geography by Savinder Singh. And the third book which also very important from this unit, Physical Geography by Savinder Singh. So you need to study these topics. You must have all these three books to understand the topics in details. Now we move unit 5 Population and Settlement Geography. This unit is also important, and some topics which are covered in the examination: population distributions, theories of population growth, migration, population composition and characteristics. And this unit deals with population distribution, fertility, mortality analysis. Candidate must update themselves according to latest data released by various agencies regarding census. Questions from these topics are repeatedly asked, so students must gather information related to these topics. Other important topic of this unit is settlement. You need to study theory, crystallar and laws, and the internal structure of the cities, models of urban and land use, Burgess, Harris, Ullman and Hoyt, and concept of mega cities. You should also study these topics in details. If we talk about some important books which cover all these topics. Demography by Jhingan, Models in Geography by Majid Hussain, Economic and Social Geography made simple. You can consult all these books for these topics or for this unit. These books help you. Unit 6, Geography of Economic Activities and Regional Development. This unit is broadly divided into 5 sectors. First one is the Economic Geography, and second one Agriculture Geography, third one Industrial Geography, and fourth one Geography of Transport and Trade, and fifth Regional Development. Our candidates are advised to collect latest data regarding production of crops, production of various industries, track of Indian state production-wise and industry-wise. The most important sector of the economy, primary, secondary and tertiary and also quaternary. And the distribution of natural resources, you should also study. And if we talk about the agriculture geography, you have to focus on method of delineating crop combination regions, in which you have to study weaver, doing, refueler. Next one is Banthunen model of land use planning. It is also very important from the examination point of view. Measurement and determinants of agriculture productivity, regional variation in agriculture productivity, agriculture system of the world. And the third one is the industrial geography. You need to study theories of industrial location and world industrial region. Questions are repeatedly asked from these theories of industrial location and world industrial region. And you have to study ICT and knowledge production. If we move on geography of transport and trade, you should focus on theories and models of spatial interaction. So you should study Ullmann and Hurst. And the spatial flow model also important, and gravity model and its variant. You should also study these topics. Next one is WTO is also important, globalization and liberalization of the world trade pattern. You should be aware about this portion also. Problem and prospect of inter and intra-regional cooperation and trade. If we talk about regional development, a candidate must aware typology of region, formal and functional region, world regional disparities, and the most important theories of regional development. You have to focus on these theories because questions from these theories asked repeatedly in the UGC NET examination. Your focus should be there. Dependency theory of development is also very important. Global economic blocks, regional development and social movement in India. You should also study these topics. But the main thing from which questions are asked are theories and models. So you should study each and every model and theories related to regional development, location of the industries, and theories and model of interaction, spatial interaction. You should study for your better result. Unit 7, Cultural, Social and Political Geography. And the first portion of this unit, Cultural and Social Geography, contains topic, concept of culture, cultural complexes, areas and region, cultural heritage, cultural ecology, cultural convergence, social structure and process, social well-being and quality of life, social exclusion. And the important one is spatial distribution of social groups in India. So you have to focus on this portion. You have to study tribes, caste, religion, and also the language. And the second one is the political geography. If we talk about political geography, you have to study frontier and boundaries with special reference to India. And the most important topic which is belong from the political geography, heartland and rimland theories. Trends and development in political geography, geography of federalism, electoral reform in India, determinants of electoral behavior, geopolitics of climate change, geopolitics of the world resources, geopolitics of India Ocean, regional organization of cooperation. You have to study SAARC, ASEAN, OPEC, EU, neopolitics of world natural resources. What you have to focus on the boundaries and frontiers and politics of world resources, social structure and social process. You can consult the books Human Geography, Mahdi Hussain, Models in Geography, Mahdi Hussain. Now we can move on the Unit 8, Geographic Thought. As I earlier told, this unit is divided into three phases in the development of present geographic thought. Candidates need to analyze and compare the thoughts of every thinker. Candidate should focus on contribution of Greek, Roman, Arab, Chinese and Indian scholar, and the contribution of geographers like von Hertz, Warnius, Immanuel Kant, Alexander von Humboldt, Karl Ritter, Schaeffer and Herzog. Impact of Dravenian theory on geographical thought, contemporary trends in Indian geography, cartography, thematic and methodological contribution, major geographic traditions, dualism in geographic studies. Under this, you have to study physical versus human, regional versus systematic, qualitative versus quantitative, ideographic versus nomothetic, paradigm shift is also important from the examination point of view, perspectives in geography. Under this, you have to study positivism, behavioralism, humanism, structuralism, feminism and postmodernism. These are the important topics on which you have to focus and revise again and again to remember and understood the topics. If you go through this unit again and again, you will be able to remember the major concepts and the important concepts and theories from which questions are asked in the previous examinations of NET JRF. If you analyze the previous year's question papers, you will find many questions from this portion or this unit. This unit is also important because this helps to understand the various concepts and theories, models which is applied in geography and how the development of geographical thoughts take place due course of time. You come to know about the development process of geographic thought. Ninth unit, geographic technique, you will find 3 or 4 questions from this unit. So you have to focus on important topics, types of maps, techniques of map making, choropleth, isothermic, decimetric, chorochromatic and philo maps, and data representation on maps, pie diagram, var diagram, line graph and GIS database. And another important topic is the basic of remote sensing, electromagnetic spectrum, sensor, platform, resolution, types, element of air photo and satellite image interpretation and photogrammetry. So you should be aware about these basics of remote sensing, types of aerial photography, digital image processing, developments in remote sensing technology and big data sharing, and its applications in natural resource management in India. So it is important. You have to study GPS components, space, ground, control, receiver segment, and applications. Applications measures of central tendency, dispersion, inequalities, sampling procedure, hypothesis testing. So you should be focused on these topics. And another important one is the slope analysis, kinetic curve, hypsographic curve, altimetric frequency graph. So you need to focus on the important areas or important topics from which questions are asked in the examinations. If you analyze or see the previous year's question papers, you will find the question from these topics which I have discussed. So you have to focus on these areas. Unit 10, Geography of India, is very important from the examination point of view because many questions are asked in previous exam from this unit. So it becomes very important for the student to study in details and understand the topics thoroughly. The major portion from which questions are asked are the major physiographic regions and their characteristics, drainage system, climate, seasonal weather characteristic, climatic divisions, Indian monsoon and jet streams, types and distribution of natural resources, population characteristics. Students are advised to update themselves about population data or population figure. Another one is the population policies in India. Agriculture, you have to study agriculture with reference production, productivity, yield of major food crop and major crops regions. You have to study agroclimatic zones, green revolution, food security, right to food. Industrial region and their characteristic is also important from the examination point of view. Industrial policies in India, development and pattern of transport networks. You have to study this topic also because question also asked from this portion. Another one is the regional development and planning in India. You have to focus on this topic. Another important is the natural disaster in India like earthquakes, drought, flood, cyclone, tsunami, Himalayan highland hazards and disaster. Students are advised to put high focus on these topics which is covered under the geography of India. You will find many questions from this portion in your examination. We will discuss each and every topic in the next slides. So you have to focus or you have to update themselves about all these topics to get higher marks in the examination or get higher rank in the examination. If you study after analyzing the topics or analyzing the previous year's question paper, you definitely get higher marks in your examination. Best of luck, all of you. Give more time to your study and focus on your study if you want to secure JRF in the next exam.